Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 51 of Direwolf20's FTB Interaction series, where I'm getting ready to do some things. So between episodes I've done a little bit of work, because I've had some things going on that I wanted to kind of clean up and tidy up and make nice. So let me cover what I did. I upgraded the energy input hatches here to MV, and I ran some Man of Steel cables over to here, so that this guy is operating at HV energy tier, mostly because I wanted the speed. Also, I'm processing a bunch of stainless steel dust. This takes a really long time to craft, as we kind of saw last episode. So what I did is I set up an active supplier to keep a stack available at all times. At some point, it accidentally requested a second stack, so it's going through its second stack now. But the point is that it's making lots of stainless steel for us that we will be using in the near future, because our plan is to upgrade to HV tier. The other thing I did is just a bunch of ore processing. I actually threw... What's with you, Chief? What's going on? Why are you... Are you not processing? Oh, right, I hit you with a hammer. That's right, that's why you're not running. We're a little low on power, partially as a result of all that running going on up there. What I actually also did is I dropped down my diesel generator and threw a little bit of light fuel in there, just to kind of help with the power demands of running that blast furnace as much as I am right now. So we're definitely, like, pushing the boundaries of our capabilities with MV tier. So what my focus is right now is I want to get MV tier processing wrapped up so we can get right into HV, right? So I made my first HV machine hull, which was nice because it's like a nice quest completion there. So I made that. So it got me some manganese dust. Just as a quick note, like I added the recipes to the macerator that we made last episode for like a bunch of things. So like your nickel dust and all that. I also real quick set up a automation for Signalum dust. So Signalum dust is easy. In a mixer, it is sterling silver dust, which we saw previously, silver and copper, which has also been added to our macerator. That's why there's 5 recipes in there. And then also a little bit of destabilized redstone. So I satellite piped that into this advanced fluid extractor, right? So basically, you know, I request Signalum and it drops 4 redstone dust in here, which automatically dumps into this mixer, and then Bob's your uncle. And that's pretty cool beans. So those are the kind of things I've been working on between episodes, just minor, repetitive kind of automations that you guys have already seen. Now today I want to get going because I have a need for processing this Signalum. And the reason we're making Signalum is because Signalum cables are the HV lossless cable. So remember, blue steel was LV, Man of Steel was MV, high voltage is Signalum cables. If you want no energy loss, that's the route you're going to want to take, right? So that ain't bad. And I'm actually looking forward to HV tier because I think HV tier unlocks a lot of stuff for us. If we look in the quest book, we will see that to be the case, kind of. What did I get down here? That's right, I made the advanced mixer. Oh, that gets me ender fluid conduits. Yes, please, and thank you. Thank you very much. Empowered oil cell. We're going to be doing oil processing soon. But you'll note that also I just broke into HV machine hull. This was one of the major advancements or progressions to get, right? So that got me the high voltage thingy and a couple other nifty little gadgets that I will happily take. Ooh, good electronic circuits, very fancy. And then the HV machine hull trophy, which I guess I will put, I'm going to put in here. What else we got in here that I don't super need? Beef nuggets, and I'm going to get rid of my fisherman strainers. I haven't used those since episode, like, -1. So goodbye, fisherman strainers. If I ever need more of you, you're super easy to craft. So I want to get air collection going, because in order to process our Signalum dust into Signalum ingots, we need some nitrogen. And nitrogen, and about 11 seconds at MV tier. So this should be fast to cook. So I'm not super worried about that. So what I'm guessing is I need to, and the temperature is not super hot either. Now, I'm really pushing the boundaries, but I'm not going to make another blast furnace just yet. What I'm going to do is get the LV fluid input, I presume it's called? LV fluid input hatch. Yes, one of these, please. Could you make that for me super quick? That would be great. I'm assuming I add this to the blast furnace, and we can throw some nitrogen in there. However, we want to make sure nitrogen's available to us. So what I'm going to do is I've already got the air collector, right? And nitrogen we can centrifuge. It takes a while, but we get a decent amount of it per air. If I'm going to do it at LV, it'll take half as long, so 40 seconds to get the nitrogen that we need. And we don't need a lot of it yet, so I think that's fine. So I'm going to do this on the LV tier. So all we need is a LV centrifuge. Do we have one of those laying around? We've got a lot of things laying around. Mixer, autoclave. I mean, it's not that I can't make one, right? So that's a centrifuge there. That's some of our manual stuff that we've been doing. I guess I could just request one. LV centrifuge, please, and thank you. Most likely, go. Yay, we have all the stuff for it. Hooray! And you'll notice some of these things came in right away because I'm keeping integrated circuits in stock. Very happy about that. Pro tip that I learned between episodes, because I had to restore my world as a result. When you click through this setting here, I put it on partial, which means it'll always keep the amount that I want. The default is bulk 50, which means when it drops below half of what you want, it'll craft the second half, which I guess is fine too. But when you click through that, between bulk 50 and partial is infinity, which means just fill this chest with as many as you can fit. That's bad. Because then it requests an infinite amount of resources. So I just had, my machines were going crazy, and Logistics Pipes doesn't have a great cancel the request option. So I kind of had to restore my world, which was not a good experience. But, you know, life goes on. So anyway, I've got my air centrifuge and air collector here. That seems cool. We will probably want to pump the air into the adjacent centrifuge. And then what I'm also going to have is a fluid filter to filter out the oxygen that we're going to not want to have. Now, do I have oxygen laying around here somewhere? I might have. No, I have hydrogen. All right. I had a little bit of a mess with this stuff, but it's not hurting anything. Another thing I did was throw bauxite into my advanced electrolyzer because I know at some point we're going to need rutile dust. And because it takes so long, I said, you know, like, let's just do the thing. So that's what I did. So what we're going to want to do is pop up here, and we're going to, on our LV line, I think I could just boop, 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 and expand this dude. And I might as well just put it down here. Technically, if I was following my design, why do I have two LV pumps? Technically, if I was following my design of, you know, on-demand crafting upstairs and keep in stock downstairs, I would do that and put these downstairs, but I don't think I have LV cabling down here, and I don't feel like running this all under the floorboards, at least at this moment. I mean, I could, but I don't know that we're going to have a lot of this, and I don't think we're going to be doing a lot more with LV tier, so I think we might as well just put it up here and call it a day, right? I think that's fair, right? So let's do that. So we're going to have our blue steel cables can be here and here, and then we will have our basic centrifuge, and where did my air collector go? Didn't I make an air collector? Did I leave it inside the thingy? I might have left it inside the thingy. What are you gonna do? There he is, air collector, hooray. So air collector will go here, boop, and he'll start collecting air, look at that. And then centrifuge will go here with a pump on this side to drop the air into the centrifuge, right? And then the centrifuge will start centrifuging it. Now what's gonna happen is we wanna make nitrogen available, but remember, he's gonna make both nitrogen and oxygen, right? So the thing is, I want that oxygen. And the other thing is eventually the oxygen's gonna backstuff this machine and be full, while meanwhile the nitrogen is not. And then we're going to run out of nitrogen, and then we're going to be stuck, and we won't have any more nitrogen because we filled up our oxygen. So at this point, I'm going to say we're going to void oxygen. Now, technically, if I wanted to, and I'm sure there's things that I need the oxygen for. So I'm like, should I do something about that? I don't know, right? I totally could. I could have like a tank for the oxygen. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I take this tank. Can I, like, are you full of air? Yeah, you're air. So, like, I don't know why I was storing air, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the mixer here. Can I put the air in you? No. Can I put the air in? You're a centrifuge with some chlorine in you. Can I put air in you? No. How about you, sir? Can you have some air? You can. Thank you. I want to empty this as good as I can. There we go. So he's empty now, so that's good times. Oh, look at all the stuff I cleaned up. Good job, centrifuge. I was just cleaning things up, basically. But what if we did this? We're going to want to make the nitrogen available here, and then we will have an excess thingy for here. So So I'd like to filter you. I don't think the pumps allow filtering, do they? Do pumps allow filtering? Let's check that out. I think the wrench is how we would filter it, or is it the screwdriver? It's one of these two will allow me to filter this. If I could filter what comes out of here automatically, that would be cool. Fluid filter. Yes, you can. All right, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. So how do we make a fluid filter? Do we have one? We have, no. Fluid filter. That would be you. Can we get that? 8 zinc foil. Do we have zinc? We should. I think just 2 zinc should be the 8 foil, right? And as usual, because I don't foresee myself automating this a lot, I'm not going to add it to the automation, but I might at some point in the future. Go on, Bender. Thank you, sir. Then request the 1 lapis plate, which I presume is in stock because I don't have that automated, right? And then we will get our other pump. Yeah, that's the thing though, right? Like, I'm gonna need to basically say, like, I want to pump the oxygen out, but I also want to avoid it if there's excess. So maybe instead of this filter, we should be using, because I can filter which fluids come out with Ender IO, right? With fluid filters? Basic fluid filter. How would you be crafted, sir? Oh, that seems easy enough. Yeah, let's do that. Missing 2 paper. Shenanigans. Not for long, you're not. Boom. So we'll filter that guy out. We will use the Ender fluid conduits here. And what we're going to say is you're going to badoop. And we're going to, you don't really need the wrench, but we're going to throw a fluid filter up here, configure you for oxygen. Greg Tech oxygen? Yes, beautiful. So only oxygen is going to be allowed out, right? And you're going to go into the tank here. And if I configure you for insert, or extract always active, boom, you're going to extract oxygen. Yay, oxygen only came out. Exactly what I wanted to see. Cool. Now, we also need to deal with the trashing of that, right? So we're going to do this. Now, do you have a priority system for the fluid inserting? Priority. So let's make you priority. Doesn't matter, right? Priority 1, and you don't extract. So what that should do is when you're done, you should get another bucket's worth of oxygen, right? Like, how much does this make at a time? Exactly 1 bucket. So we should have 7 buckets in here at the end of this. 6.4. Great. You did not have 7 buckets in there. I like how your priority system just completely ignored what I asked for. Right? Because shouldn't that have worked, right? Because we said you filter out oxygen, you priority 1. Not that it's important. I don't know that we're even going to need oxygen by that much, but, like, should work, right? So, let's see. I mean, maybe at some point I'll need more oxygen than nitrogen. I'm sure that time will come. But still, you know, we'll figure it out, right? Well, one way or another, we'll figure out how to make this work in an intelligible way. You know, realistically, what I should probably do is have both tanks, but, you know, 7.0. All right, you're just being silly. Whatever. Let's get fluid providers, right? Provider pipes for fluids. Fluid provider pipe. This is the one I want, right? Provides fluids to the network. Is that what we got down here? Fluid provider pipe. Yeah, so kind of like this setup, right? And we'll provide oxygen and nitrogen to our network, right? And then I'm going to go add my, where's my LV doohickey? Didn't I make the LV import guy? LV, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't craft it. LV fluid input, right? LV input hatch for fluids. I think I used the LV machine hole that I planned to make with this for the other thing. So, just dire being derpy. What else is new? So you're making my fluid pipes, which lots of crafting is happening. Another thing I split off between episodes is I made polyethylene and tin its own dudes. So that's cool, right? That's neat. You can open up that with that. That's super cool. I like that. I might want to hang on to that. So I don't even need this no more. That would be amazing. So you should be getting done, right? I should do some keep in stock of steel. That would be smart, right? Steel ingots keep in stock. I could do that, right? Steel ingots, because I'm always waiting for them. There you go. Make 32 steel ingots and keep them available at all times. That's kind of the way we want to go. All right, so fluid input hatch comes over this way, right? And I will replace the heat-proof machine casing with a fluid input hatch, which now is valid, right? And the machine's happy. So then what we're going to do is have a fluid satellite pipe. So I'm going to replace... Basically, I want you here. Great. Did you just give me a... You did give me a steel ingot. Boo. Whatever. I was trying to avoid exactly that happening, but whatever. It'll be fine. Life goes on. I might have made the system a little grumpy, but it should be cool. Yeah, we'll find out. So heat-proof machine casing sort. You should be good now, and I shouldn't have a problem. Well, I'll kind of have a problem. Yeah, you're gonna have to be a basic, aren't you? Pretty sure that's what's gonna have to happen. All right, everybody, that time we didn't derp up too badly. But now that you're a basic logistics pipe, we should be fine. So we're gonna want a fluid satellite pipe, right? And then we're also going to want modules and cards. What are these little dinky things called? I always forget what the little things are called. I guess upgrades. So you're going to get the dark one, module upgrade. Okay. And then we're also going to want a fluid satellite guy. Fluid crafting upgrade. Now this one we do need, the red guy. There he is. So you're going to become this type so that now you can have these things, right? And what we're going to say is the following, and you're going to get a fluid upgrade, right? So to make Signalum, you ready? So Signalum ingots are made 1-to-1 smelting Signalum dust with 250 millibuckets of nitrogen. So we're going to select Are you done yet, fluid satellite dude? Getting there. A little bit more crafting to happen. I don't see all that much crafting happening. He's almost done. You know, he's probably waiting on is all the steel. Though that steel should have been quick. Steel done here? 31. Pretty close to done. There we are. Nice. I think he did get a little confused. Poor steel. All right, so you're going to be blast furnace 1. And again, I know I'm supposed to have a lot of different blast furnaces. I know. I'm going to get there eventually, right? I don't want to have too many until I have, like, the higher tier ones, and then we'll probably have a lot, right? But you are going to be select blast furnace 1, nitrogen, $250. Cool? And as a matter of fact, you should be Blasto 1, and you should be Signalum Dust here. That is the correct way to configure that. So now I've got a few Signalum Dusts because I tested them, right? So if we refresh this guy, and I request 10 of these, missing 500 millibuckets of nitrogen, because I didn't put my provider pipes on yet. Boop, boop. Well, actually, no, not you. You and you. give me 10. Boom. And that should be a good time. So what we'll find is 2 of them should land in here. Nice. Along with the nitrogen that we need. And that crafting time is not that long. So that's pretty cool. Boom. And now we've got Signalum automated. How great is that? Super great is the correct answer to your question, Madara Wolf. Well, thank you, sir. So now if I want Signalum wires, right, you're going to be your standard, LV wire mill, so that's fine. We can use our existing wire mill, which is here. We will crafting card you into Signalum wires. I don't think we have those set up yet, right? So 1 Signalum will become 2 wires. Cool. So Signalum to Signalum. Perfect. And then down here, I think you're you. Yes, you're the rubber guy. Ugh. We're getting very full on this. Mana steel, blue steel. Should I replace my blue steel for Signalum? I kind of feel like I should. Right? What I realistically should do is get the satellite and result and crafting manager. That's what I should do. So let's see, crafting manager, satellite, result. So I just need the satellite pipe to craft, and then we'll be good. So that shouldn't be too bad. And it's done. Cool. So we're going to replace you, Mr. Rubber Guy, because we're going to need this more in the future anyway, right? So you're going to be a satellite logistics pipe. That will be called rubber wires. That sounds cool. And then you're going to get a result logistics pipe. Which is called rubber wires. And then you can have, and I don't think we need the buffer upgrade thing. We'll be fine without, right? So you'll be like those guys. And then you will be select rubber wires. Select rubber wires. And you can have all these cool dudes. And then we'll go ahead and add Signalum wire turns into Signalum cable. Sweet. And if we want to test that out, we can, but in a minute, because the other thing I want to do is come down here and add 4x crafting for that, right? I'm going to do it in this one. I'm going to do them here because it's frequent enough that we want 4x of these, and I've been doing it manually for the others, and I don't think that's a smart move. So what I'm going to do is say this, and I'm going to say that one was 2x from 2 1s. This one's going to be 4x from 2 2s. Import and import. Cool. So now if I come up here and say I want that, shouldn't be a problem. How great is that? So he's going to macerate up a bunch of copper and silver for our stuff. He's going to come down here. He's going to drop a bunch of redstone. He's going to come over here and throw in my copper and sterling silver dusts. And he's going to start mixing it up, mixing it up, mixing it up. How cool is that? All right. And then you probably have a bunch of nitrogen. Correct. And you're going to smelt up a bunch of Signalum dusts beautifully. And that is super cool, guys. That is super cool. How's my battery down here? Should be happy again. Yes, he's nice and full because all this stuff finished crafting, the stainless steel. Great. So let me hammer these guys up again so they can go back to behaving. Right? That sounds great. Sounds great. And we now have fully automated Signalum and have the capability to make lossless HV cabling. Beautiful. Next step, I think, should be to make the HV this guy. So the HV tier of this machine. Now, I'm probably going to need to, because, I didn't plan for this being here in the long term. I kind of threw it there temporarily to try it out. But we need to find a better place for him, right? Absolutely. And we will. But yeah, what we want to get is the high voltage battery buffer voltage battery buffer. We'll probably want the 16x1, right? Like, let's go for broke. So that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, we can pull that off. And then we're also going to want high sodium. Is there large sodium batteries? That's what we want. So these are medium sodium batteries. We want large sodium batteries. And that's just going to be that and 16 sodium dust. And that is going to be an assembler of gold cable and 9 battery alloy plates. So that's not too bad. And polyethylene, which, you know, we have a lot of. So I can support that need. That's cool. That's down here is my polyethylene crafter, right? That would be you? Yeah. Polyethylene. No, pinobolyl chloride is there. Polyethylene is the one that we already have, like, fully prepared ahead of time, right? One of these guys is polyethylene. Yeah, he is. Beautiful. So that's going to be easy peasy, too. All right. So let's do this. Let's get the... I'm going to craft off camera the 16 batteries that I need and the battery holes. And then what we're also going to want to get for HV tier to support the power demands that we're going to have, we're going to get away from steam. So do I want to make that now or do we want to hold off? Let's look at the power stuff. Like, we should do power first and then we should get into the HV machines, right? So in order to get that going, what's improving your diesel require? HV age. Check. We're in the HV age now. Quest complete. Look at me and how cool that is. So now that we're HV age, right, we can go, we know that we have some processors and whatnot, and this HV age is going to get a check mark, and this processor assembly will give me some cool things. Let me steal you, boop, just for the quest completion, thank you. And that looks good, because that was giving me a bunch of cool stuff, wasn't it? Boop, boop, boop. Including food. Sort you, and I got something, glowstone duped. Yahoos. Hey, nitrogen in a blast furnace. HV tier, but needs high temperature. So that one's going to have to be a higher temperature blast furnace, for sure. But that's something we can easily do, right? After we get into the HV age, because I don't want to go too crazy with this stuff until we get the power going. But I'll still sort these items so that they're available to me. How's my chest doing? Not bad. Not great, but not bad. All right. So let's come back in like a minute or two after I craft the battery, and then we're going to start looking at what's going to have to happen to do diesel-based power. Because we've got the oil, we're going to want to automate as best as we can for HV, so we want to probably get into empowered seeds and all that stuff, because that's really going to boost us. So we're going to look at automating that to the best of our ability. All right, making my gold cables. Also had to request 64 of the rubber gold cables, and I didn't want really 2 of those, but yeah, it'll be fine. We'll just sort one of the chests. Yes, so you're making all that. You should be almost done with this bit. Yeah, if you could just speed it up a little bit, I would super appreciate it. I'm making all the battery alloy plates that are needed. I did the quick math on it. So I needed like 100 and something of lead, which we're getting a little bit low on lead. But I'm not super worried, and a bit of antimony, which we had enough of laying around. Meanwhile, I don't need much of this stuff no mores, and I can probably sort things like you for the time being. And you. Okay, that seems pretty clean. You're almost done, buddy? Getting there. I'd like you to be a little bit faster if you could, but that's all right. All the gold cables is happening to make the stuff, and then we just need some polyethylene crafting, which I'll probably just grab some buckets of. So how much of these, how much polyethylene per battery? So I need 1296. So I basically need like 16, 17, 18-ish buckets, something like that, like probably around 20 buckets. So what I'll do is I will snag you, and then we'll just kind of go from there. I'm trying to like conserve my polyethylene a little bit. Like I don't want to snag all of it and then wind up wasting some. Because I mean the stuff's not expensive, but it's also not cheap, right? Like I'm not gonna like lose sleep over the fact that I wasted a little bit of extra polyethylene that I needed, but I'm also not gonna want to void 64 buckets if I don't need to, right? That's basically what it comes down to. So you know what I could do? Which one of you is crafting with polyethylene, generally speaking? Do we have a polyethylene dude? Something that crafts. This advanced assembly machine. Could I do a fluid requester? Isn't there a fluid? Logistics fluid request pipe. I bet I could do this. You ready for this? Right? Because you are made in an assembler with 1296. And 1296 times 16 batteries is 2736. So we throw this on our assembler, right? Just want to make sure I do this in the right thing. So Mr. Assembly Machine, could you be so kind as to be here? And I'm going to request of polyethylene 2736 request. Oh, I see. Ha. $20 $7.35 now, right? Can I? $27.35. How's that sound? There we go. Sweet. That is cool beans. I will take that. So that fluid should come this way. And then over here, is our 64 gold cables done? No, but close. How about our plates? Yes, done. So the plates and the 64 gold cables can go. It takes a few minutes to craft, but it'll get there eventually. Do I have quick and easy access? These are MVs, aren't they? Yes. So I can probably accelerate you a little bit. You were supposed to go in there when I shift clicked, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. In case that wasn't immediately obvious. My other gold cables should be roughly done by now. Yes-ish. How's my rubber doing, by the way? Beautiful. Beautiful. Perfection. So that's 16 of these large battery holes. Getting there. And that should be exactly the polyethylene that we needed. That is cool. And remember, battery alloy things craft 5 at a time, so the fact that I was off by 1 is not my fault. It's just the way it is. Dems to brakes, kids. All right, so 16 large battery holes that we can now just throw in... canning machine, cadmium, lithium, sodium. So I need 16 times 16 is basically 4 stacks of sodium, right? Luckily, we have lots of sodium. Every barrel mod author has to get together and decide what the default config is. Do I shift click gets a stack or regular click gets a stack? Because different mods have different defaults. Sometimes it's like single click equals single stack, shift click equals like full stack, right? And other, you know what I mean. So it's good. We'll be fine. So you come down here, and that should be the batteries that we need, which is cool. Let's wrap up the episode here. What I'm going to do between episodes is I'm going to craft that one dude. So now we have our high voltage battery buffer, and we've got the 16 batteries that are going to go in the high voltage battery buffer. Between episodes, I'm going to research what's involved in getting us to a point where we can do like good things. But we'll probably also want at least 4 HV diesel generators, right? Yes, I believe turbo diesel generators is what we're going to want. So that may require... I'm going to want 4 of these, right? None of this looks terrible. I might need to teach this guy stainless steel gears. Is this a normal extruder-shaped gear? Yeah. You don't have any craftings? Okay, cool. Good to know. So stainless steel gears, and the extruder is 4, as you would have expected. I just wanted to confirm. You never know. So that should be cool. So if I want the turbo diesel gen, the main thing we're going to need is to know how to make motors, right? Which I can easily teach. Molten copper is the thing. Copper, you say. And pistons. Pistons don't look too terrible. So a lot of stainless steel. I'm going to program how to make those, and then we'll come back next episode. We will have presumably about 4 of them, plus the batteries all crafted. And then we'll look into doing proper oil processing, right? And what I mean by proper oil processing is I want to see us actually properly breaking down the oil, properly getting it all, and having some kind of fuel generation from the oil well that we already have up and running. For now, Dial20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and get fuel processing going. All right, guys, take it easy.